Yeah, just so happy and proud of our football players. Just the resolve, that loss last week against Notre Dame was a crushing defeat. Our guys laid everything on the line. Tuesday, it was freezing in Maryland, raining, blistering weather, and our guys came and worked. And I just like, man, look at these kids. They just keep working. I was just prayerful and hopeful that they would have some positive. We've had a lot of close losses, close but no cigar. And football, nobody cares about that. It's sports. But just so proud. What a great team effort. Both sides of the ball did some good things. Special teams, Riley kicked the ball well. Obviously, John Marshall played his butt off. I mean, what a phenomenal game by him. But the defense played awesome. We bent a few times in the first half, but we didn't break, and we were able to hold them in the red zone. Thought in certain drives we were able to move the ball on defense. Some big suckers in there. It was hard to move them out. But thought X has been running our offense really well the 3 weeks he's been the quarterback. Proud of him. Daba came up with another huge game, but Daba practiced well this week. But also just, even though I didn't know them personally, the young people at Virginia, we have players on our team that are really close to them, and so happy for them that maybe something to lift their spirits. I mean, there's nothing that can replace that loss of life, but it was a tough week for our two players and a couple of our players that knew those guys. But great team win to come and beat the number 20?
20 in the college football ranking, 17 in the AP poll. So I'm saying 17.
17th team in the country at their place. They've been playing well. But we've been close, and I just, I remember Wags talking. I mean, it was kind of weird. I felt good coming out of Cincinnati. I'm like, what? We just lost 20-10. But I could see Navy football. I could see there's some hope. Been here a long time, and then as crazy as it was last week, I'm like, oh, I see the Navy football team. Even though we lost again to Notre Dame, 32-35, and those are 3 tough games. But our guys battled everyone, and fortunately for them, because of their hard work and their resolve, we were able to come with the victory. So couldn't be more happy for our players and our program, coaches, staff, just everybody involved in Navy football.
So, Coach, you had said, we talked during the week about if you could get one of these wins, it would be so uplifting. Can you talk about what this means for your young players? It shows them that what you've been doing works, and this is the payoff.
Wags, we're a young team, man. I know. We are a really young team. And I've been here, it's probably the youngest team where, we got 2 seniors starting on defense and 2 on offense. We've never been like that. And we got a ton of young guys coming back. I feel really good about because it catapults us into the biggest game. But I agree with you, Wags. I just feel like hopefully, because sometimes you run, you lift, and you practice, and like what, we come up short. Sometimes you kind of lose hope. But our guys have kept working, Wags, and I'm just so happy that they can see, like, no, stay the course. If you stay the course, we got a chance to win. We got a chance to be a good program. And I'm just grateful we were able to turn the corner against a good team on the road. Just like I said, Wags, couldn't be more proud for them.
Can you talk about the 4th down conversions? What was it, 4 for 4, Mike?
Yeah.
4 for 4. They were all huge, each one of them, especially at the end when you're trying to eat up that clock.
Yeah, so obviously the defense was doing a good job getting them off the field, and we knew we had to burn the clock, and we had 39. Our goal was to try to have the ball for 40 minutes coming into the game. That was our goal, but we had to convert on those at the end. X did a really good job of beating the clock. Vince, smart, staying in bounds, but it all started because we got stops on defense. We got stops on defense, and then we were able to finish it out in the end. But it was a great team win. A ton of plays on defense. A lot of these 3 guys over here made a ton of plays. John and Mbiti and Colin. And I thought Riley, he flipped the field a couple of times, which were huge. And obviously Bijan's big kick. So it was great to have Bijan that and make that big kick. But that was a grind, man, for our kids. And our kids laid everything on the line against a really, really good team. And won 17-14. All we want is one more point than them. That's all that matters.
So you kind of flipped the script a little bit to start the game, where you actually decided to take the ball instead of defer. Was that something you really wanted to prove with your offense, just to get out into a lead?
A lot of stuff I do is by gut feeling. You know what I mean? Just our defense is our strength. You know what I mean? But the last couple games, you know, they gave us some big plays early on. So like, you know what? Put on offense, let's go score, put them behind the 8 ball. You know what I mean? And then we got that lead, and like I said, then our defense played lights out after that. You know what I mean? And so came in the second half, and they made some big plays, some big catch. But like I said, I mean, those dudes can fly, man. Those guys can fly. I mean, that's athletically. I mean, they're probably as good as we played all year. And they got giants at tackle. One dude's 6'10", the other guy's 6'6". And so did a lot of good things. Good.
So this is your 6th win against a top 25 team since you've been head coach. What does it mean for the program to be able to get these wins on a national stage and also to play in a conference where these matchups are possible?
Just proud of our players, you know what I mean, Mike, because they just came back to work. Like I said, if you were at practice on Tuesday, I've been at the Naval Academy 25 years, probably the coldest day. It's freezing, raining, and I just watch, like, all the assistants do the coaching. I don't coach. All they do is eat. But I just sit back and just watch our guys practice, and, like, man, our guys are grinding, man. Because, we practice on the turf field, so I can see in the middle. I see the defense on one side and offense. And our kids didn't flinch, man. There's no other team in the country. Though. Most guys would have been like, that sucks, and they would have, gave 50%. Our guys practiced hard this week. You would have thought we were undefeated. But that's who these kids are. They're unbelievable resolve, great pride, and couldn't be more proud of them, Mike.
Coach, John Marshall, career high in
School record in sacks for a game and a season.
Yeah, that.
How much you have in this game? How many?
4 today. 4 sacks today.
How much overall?
I think he's up to 11 and a half now off the top of my head.
Just all the number ones playing today.
We're not finished either, brother. We got a couple more. But he's played great all year. He's played great all year, and you can just see him getting more and more confident. But all of this stuff, hopefully for our young guys, is an example of how you do it. It didn't start the first day of practice. The season. It's the off season from January. The way you run, the way you lift, the way you tuck your shirt in, the way you touch the line, all of it, the way you watch film. And then you just keep grinding. Sometimes you get results, sometimes you won't, but you just stay the course. So hopefully our young guys can see this is the standard. We fourth quarters. Nobody sees all the other stuff we do. They just come to the games, and we win. They cheer if we lose. They complain or whatever. But for 9 months, these kids are working their butts off. And like I said, for John, as I see John, I see a guy in the offseason, one of our best players. But we watch us run, he's in the front of the line. He's not one of the guys that just runs and he's like in the back. So hopefully the young guys recognize this is the standard, man. You come to grind every day. And I always tell this guys, even if you grind, it may not be good enough. But our only standard is to give everything you got, elite, and he symbolized that today.
Marshall's at 10 and a half sacks right now. Anyone have any other questions?
Talk about the sequence at the very end. They go for it on 4th and 4. I think it was Mbiti got the break up. Then you just choked the clock the rest of the way. I think you converted 2 4th downs on that last drive. Can you just talk about the way you ended that game?
Well, congratulations. Where Mbiti at? Congratulations. I didn't realize he did that. I wasn't looking. I was praying, so I had no idea what happened. I just put my head down. And if our sideline cheers, woo, what happened? Like you said, it shows you what kind of coach I am. I'm not even freaking watching what's going on. But then after that, it was a great stop, a huge stop. That was a huge stop. And then, Daba and some guys, X, were able just to bleed the clock out and get the victory. Let's let these guys go.
Coach, did you feel like that you opened the game with a long touchdown drive? Did you feel like everything changed then, like the confidence level and everything?
Well, I know my players get tired of me saying, I say the same thing every week, got to get off to a fast start. And I feel like when we get off to a fast start, we're a hard team to beat. Just the nature of our offense and the way our defense is playing. And so I think that was huge for us to get off to a good start against these guys. We didn't give them any momentum. And then they got some drives going, but then our defense stopped them. Even though they moved the ball, we didn't give up. We didn't break. John had some big sacks, had some big tackles. Colin had a break up there where they looked like they had the back leaking out. That was a big play, tackling over there, and that could have been a touchdown. So, but again, that's our kids, man. Our kids don't quit, man. If that wasn't personified last week against Notre Dame, I don't know if I can show anything else about who these kids are. we ain't going anywhere. We're going to keep fighting you to the end.
Yeah, I think they're spectacular on offense, and the way we were able to just put pressure on the quarterback, I think really affected them later on in the game, and just throughout the course of the game, we were able to get to them. And our back end played the best probably they've played all year, and they were really making plays and flying around. So great defensive effort. We knew it would be a tough game coming in, and credit to everybody who played.
So can you talk about when they brought in the throwing quarterback and switched to Reese Plumlee, was that good for Navy because you knew what was coming? I mean, with Plumlee, you had that threat of the run that really conflicted you. Do you think that was actually worked out in your favor?
We were talking about it during the week, and we knew Plumlee was really dynamic with his legs, but he was not as capable as a thrower as 13 was, Mikey Keene. So just having that mentality that this guy's probably not going to get out of the pocket on us much allowed us to put a lot more pressure on him than necessarily 10, but 10 wasn't really dotting us up and down in the field, like making good passes like 13 was. So two different ball players, and I think we were able to get to both effectively.
So, Mbiti, 4th and 4, you step up, you make the play. What did you see that allowed you to react to the play and make the stop?
I was really just doing my job. Like we talked about that right before the snap. It was 4th and 5. We're expecting something short. Take away the slant, and that's my first key, and I did that. And
So you jumped the route because you got between him and the quarterback and the receiver.
Yeah. I'm more of a reaction guy when I see it. Like I just go, and knowing that that's my job is to stop that slant and that quick route. I just took it. I saw it and I took it.
Colin, can you talk about what this means? I mean, you guys have been grinding, and during this really difficult stretch, you played Cincy tough, Notre Dame tough. What's it like to get over the hump, and does it really uplift the players to know that all of your hard work does pay dividends?
Yeah, it's great to see finally all the work and sacrifice that we put out all come together. But, the main thing over the last few weeks, I think we've just focused on playing our type of ball, doing our job every single play, not looking at the bigger picture, just one play at a time, 1 week at a time. So it's a great feeling, but we still have one more.
John, after I saw you count 1, 2, 3, 4 after your fourth sack, were you aware that you were close to a school record at all?
No, I had no idea, but I just thought it was pretty cool that I could just keep going on my fingers, kind of get me going a little bit, and then kind of get my teammates on defense going a little bit when they see that they're getting hyped up. So it was kind of a good little playful thing.
And Colin, could you walk us through the strip sack, John axing the guy and then you pick up the ball?
Yeah, so I just happened to be in a good place, at a good time. I see him strip the ball, and it comes flying right at me. I was lucky to pick it up. Maybe could have ran a little further, but tripped up. But it was a great play by John.
Yeah. That was our goal going into the game is just hog the ball. We tried 40 and 40, so 40 minutes of possession time and 40 points. I mean, we didn't get 40 points, but eating up that clock allowed us to keep their offense off the field, and we ended up winning because of it.
X, can you just talk about the 4 for 4 on 4th down conversions? That's huge. We talk about the time of possession. That's how you make that happen, converting 4th downs. But they're all so tense. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, that's Navy football. That's grit. That's what we're all about. There's no other option but to get the first down when we're put in those situations. So we've been there before. Everyone, just said, I remember Solerion specifically and, a bunch of other linemen, but we got you. Just get the first, get the ball, get the first, we got you. So I trusted them. They trusted me, trusting the play call. And, again, that's Navy football, so huge.
So, beginning of the game, win the toss, you take the ball. End of the game, put the ball in y'all's hands and tell you to go win the game for you. What does that do for your confidence to know that you can be relied on to put the game away like that?
It's a common answer, but that's just Navy football. That's Navy's offense. We got to be able to, take time off possession, score points, and then, in certain situations, hold the ball and take points. We got to be able to put drives together for multitude of different reasons. We were able to do that, but we've had confidence for a couple weeks now. Cincinnati, Notre Dame's just been building and building and building. So I don't think, even when we go 3 and out on a drive, the next drive, I think everyone has confidence that we're going to go down and march. So it just builds.
X, you and Coach shared a really emotional moment after the game. What was he telling you?
This sport's hard. There's a lot of emotion that comes into this sport. He knows, some of the things personally that I've been through. That's my time here. And, I have some payback for these guys individually, as a team, but some individually, these guys at Army in a couple weeks. So he was just telling me to do everything I can to get ready for that week because he knows how much it means to me. And I told him last time we were there when I was a freshman, I played in the game. We told him that there was going to be some payback and we'd never lose to him again. So the time is here.
And then for either Daba or Vincent, it's been a tough week for you and for Anton. Just to come out with a win on a day like today for them, just what does that mean for your teammates?
It's amazing. We could. I didn't know who they lost personally, but it's a good thing to get them up and get them going because we've had a hard week of work, and even them losing those guys to win, it feels like it's all paying off, and we're just going to keep praying for those families and those who knew them.
Yeah, me and Anton, some strong dudes. I know they were hurting. There'd be some times where they just gotta take time to take care of themselves, but they came out with the same fiery passion. They come out every game. I know they were playing for something bigger than themselves. Playing for the brother they lost, but it really attests to how strong of human beings they are.
So Daba, that was the first time this season that Navy scored a touchdown on its opening drive. How huge was that for confidence to get the lead early? Because you've been playing from behind so much this season.
Yeah, it set the tone because, as Coach Niumatalolo said, we needed to get off to a fast start, and us taking the ball and driving right down their throat. It set the tone, and then the defense was able to capitalize and get a stop also. So it helped us a lot winning this game.
The long run that you broke, what was that? Was that a trap play or what was that?
Yeah, it was the typical trap play.
Sort of along those lines, it was a little bit harder to run the ball in the second half, but started to get things going, run the sweep plays. What did you see on those plays that kind of opened up for you to let you get the ball outside?
Really, it was just they were outside making great blocks. They were flying down. All week we worked on, all right, if they fly out, we're going to cut it back up. And especially on that last one, Coach O'Rourke came up to me. He was like, look, they're going to fly out. Just cut it off the tackle, and that's what I did. They were making great blocks all game. Sometimes we take 3 yards, sometimes we take 2 yards. But, positive plays is what we need on this offense.
You guys defeated a top 20 team without a single passing yard, I believe. What credit does this go to the offensive line?
Okay, yeah. Like we were saying in the locker room, X did a great job facilitating the offense today. That we didn't need to win off passing. He made great reads, great checks. When the ball came in his hand, he did what he needed to do. I think that's just a test to how strong this team is. I think the O-line had a great game. There's ups and downs in a game, but it's really how tough you are is how you come next play, and that's a great team out there.